No question about it. It's really become a political hot potato. How to deal with black money, how to bring it back to India, if at all it's possible. Just look at some of the figures which we've got. This is data which has been provided by the Swiss bank. It says that India has actually more black money than the rest of the world combined. The United Kingdom, for instance, has $390 billion in black money. Russia, $470 billion. And guess what's the Indian figure? $1,500 billion. Just imagine just what kind of money, just what kind of stakes are we talking about? Then there's a new study which has concluded that India has been drained of over 20 lakh crore rupees between 1948 and 2008. So since independence, this is the kind of monetary damage which has been inflicted on the exchequer. The amount being nearly 40% of India's gross domestic product and nearly 12 times the size of the estimated loss to the government because of the 2G spectrum. So how do we deal with this problem? And how is it that India has emerged at the top of this embarrassing chart? Joining me tonight, Suhel, Seth, Managing Partner, Council from Mumbai, Mahesh Jetmalani, Senior Lawyer, also BJP Leader, and here in our studios, Paranjoy Goa-Thakur, Economist as well as a Senior Journalist. Welcome, gentlemen, to all of you on this edition of Face the Nation. Let's see first what you, the viewer, thinks about the subject that we've propped up. The question we're raising tonight is corporate India thriving on black market economy? Just look at the figures right at the beginning. 90% of you agreeing with that it is indeed the corporate sector which is thriving on black money. Minority 10% feels otherwise. Let's see what our panelists feel. Let's kick off the debate now. Paranjoy, let me first begin with you. Let's just set up the debate first. Who really is responsible for creation of this black money? Because a lot of times we blame the politicos. What about the corporate sector?
It's a nexus between business and politics, which is the fountainhead of corruption.
What's the fountainhead of corruption?
The way in which elections and the election campaigns of politicians are funded illegally because of certain glaring loopholes in the Representation of the People Act and also other acts, including the Income Tax Act. Essentially what's happening is, when politicians fight elections, they do not declare the total amount of money they spend because they use money which is provided to them illegally by various kinds of money bags, which includes business persons, which includes mafia dons.
Right.
Now, once these individuals get elected, they become members of parliament or members of legislative assembly. Some of them become ministers.
Then they have to pay back.
Quid pro quo.
All right.
Correct.
Suhel, is that a proposition that you'd agree with? That it's as simple as politicians looking to fund their entire election campaigns, therefore creating an atmosphere, a climate for the corporate sector to generate this unaccounted wealth so that they can enjoy the benefits of this wealth?
You know, I'm trying to figure out, have I missed something in the last 62 years of India that we are debating black money this evening? I mean, are we stupid? Do we not realize that some of the most amazingly well-regarded builders of India only deal with 60-40, where 60 is black? I mean, you and I can't buy a flat. I'm sure I can speak for Paranjoy as well, because we can't pay in black. So black money exists. I mean, you know, I'm glad Dr. Manmohan Singh's mentioned the cabinet. I mean, it's almost like saying that, you know, we will have Halley's Comets after another 88 years. The reality, Bhupendra, is that it's not that it exists. What do we do about it? And we've done pretty much nothing, because, as Paranjoy says, there is a nexus, and there is a nexus of protection. It's not a nexus of interests. I've often said on your channel, both to Rajdeep and to Sagarika, that the only way to sort these issues out is people who have money stashed away need to be shamed, they need to be put in jail.
Right.
Their money needs to be confiscated, their assets need to be seized.
Right.
But you know what? It won't happen, because the rot is deep and the rot is wide.
Right.
Today you have a former Chief Justice of India, KG Balakrishnan's relatives, hauled up for corruption. Balakrishnan's relatives didn't have corruption checks. They must have taken cash if they were sensible enough.